that on later. Good evening. How is everybody? Who was it? Pat, would you tell me about some of the guys playing?
His name was Kurt Arcade. He's my niece. Brother. Anyway, his brother, my niece, brother-in-law, my niece.
He was
At
at
Darnell.
Darnell.
Yes, Darnell Church Rise.
Also saw those of you that don't use Facebook, maybe you've heard of one of the true gentlemen that is a respected scholar and also Jack Willis passed away. Jack Willis, for years was named on the party. It was a few years ago, I guess. He was still there a couple of years ago. He, I think, is a musician. But he was a respected scholar in all circles, was respected in all the, obviously, Church of Christ universities, but he was respected in other circles as well. Very, very indeed, especially the Hebrew and things of that nature. And so he will be missed. Haley and I, a very dear friend of ours, passed away in Texarkana, Martha Davis, and so we will be attending the funeral Friday. The funeral is going to be in Mount Pleasant, Texas, and it's going to be at the station 10 on Friday, and funeral at 11. A little bit far to try to get up and drive that way Friday morning, so we will be heading out tomorrow afternoon and spend the night in the state of Texas. If they let us back in, I don't know, I guess they let you back in. Once you leave. Y'all know. We got some friends right there. Sneak in. Cross at night. And, but anyway, Isabella, Izzy received good news on her back. They said they couldn't tell any difference in the x-rays, which is a good thing. That means the brace is doing what it's supposed to. It really looked, her back looks really good straight. She took it off the night before on 7, slept without it, and woke up and they wanted to see her back, go look back the way it would be without a brace. And it had pretty much straight as is. Of course, it was gradually without the brace get back to more curve, but it's doing what it's supposed to do. And, you know how doctors speak, and we asked the doctor, was this a good sign that maybe she won't have to have surgery? And of course he said, well, he said, I can't really say that, but I'm cautiously optimistic now. So, but that's actually good for a doctor when they say that, because they don't like to commit themselves. The lady at the orthotic place, she was a little bit more, free to talk. She said, basically, Isabella continues to do what she's doing as far as wearing it at least 20 hours a day. And the big hurdle that's coming next is she's going to have at least one, maybe two more growth spurts. And when she gets that growth spurt, she's going to need an entirely new brace. And so making sure that when it starts to fit a little different, that she lets us know so that we'll make her a big brace immediately. That's going to be crucial. But basically she's like, as long as she does as is, continues, then she should be fine and not have to have it. And be 2 years, so she can do it 2 more years. Anything else we need to make mention of?
Mom may mention that mom's it's normal complications, kind of expected for that surgery, I guess.
Yeah, she's still dealing with the recovery mode of the surgery she had, and will be probably for a while. It's a painful process while she had that. Anything else? Yes?
There's several congregations probably remember Dale Taylor. Craig Taylor's dad. He lost his wife, and they had services
Yes.
I have a friend, Mary Murray, who was a kindergarten teacher, was diagnosed with lung cancer.
Oh.
And was going to have surgery, so I told her that we would turn it on there.
Go ahead, Barry. If there's nothing else, the board will have a prayer to begin our class. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for this evening. We thank you so much for all that you've blessed us with. We are so appreciative of the ones that are gathered here to learn more about your word. We ask that you be with those that have been mentioned, especially those who have passed away, and the funerals that have been held or will be held. We pray that you be with us as we journey to Texas for a go to the funeral of a dear loved one for us, the Bradshaw family. We're thankful for the news of Isabella's back and her brace that is doing well. We're thankful for many things you bestowed on us and the blessings we have in this congregation. In Christ's name we pray. We keep having people coming. Oh, I can't. We're studying about in the age of kings. Now, last week we was in VBS mode. By the way, and I have been in some congregations where we have to do a little work to get it going, but you know, you do need to be thankful. I know Jeannie and Jeannie, they were talking about how amazed they were that, you know, the number of kids that we have that attend something like a vacation Bible school. And, you know, they just come from a church at Darnell. They said, well, they struggle to have just a handful of kids. So it is a wonderful thing. You know, sometimes we, you know, we're harder on ourselves than anyone else, rightly so. But sometimes we fail to really be thankful for the good things we do have. We do have a decent number of young for our number, and we have a decent number of young that are well thought of in the community, have many friends, and are able to get those friends to come here. So that is something not to be lightly thought of, and so we are being thankful for that. In the age of kings, of course, before you get to the kings, you got to kind of get through the last judge, and of course the setup in those days, there was no king of Israel. Everyone did what was right in their own eyes. A little summary. Added some to this, obviously, but you know, we've been talking about the young Samuel. You know, his mother had dedicated him to the Lord, and so after he's weaned, somewhere between 3 and 5 years old, he was taken to live with Eli. Eli basically raises him, and he serves Eli, and he serves as a kind of a junior priest, you might say, and because Eli was the high priest, and Eli was also a judge, and so that's how he was raised. And so we see this, you know, how Eli, with Samuel, how Samuel is just the model child. And not only is a model child, he grows up to be a very faithful man, a man of faith, a prophet, a priest, and a judge in many ways. And so he really becomes, you know, just a star person, someone that everyone will look to, you know, how great indeed he was. But in contrast, Eli's own sons, they didn't turn out that way. And don't know, you know, there's no details to know what the kickers were, why they turned out that way. And sometimes kids just depart, and there's no rhyme or reason why one kid may do that. But they were referred to as worthless sons. And how bad it is that God describes them as worthless men. They did not know the Lord. You know, I find it interesting. I don't listen every day, but I kind of turn the radio on today and listen to a little bit of Rush Limbaugh. I don't listen to him a lot, but occasionally I'll have it on. I'll turn the radio station on. Some things I agree with him, some things I don't, especially sometimes the way he does things. But something came up today about technology and people that are just so afraid of technology and everything. And he made a statement that I actually really loved. He made a statement that the biggest problem a lot of these people have is that they just don't believe God. And so they're all worried about this, they're all worried about that. They don't think highly of man. They think that man's going to destroy this, going to destroy that. And basically, the only way you get to that degree of thinking like things is if you just don't believe there's God. Because when you think there's a God, there's certain things you can understand that the God is in control. And how bad morality, how bad standards go when you just don't know God. And so the biggest problem we have in our land today is not the politics. It's not, whether Republicans or Democrats are in charge. It's not, who's on the Supreme Court. It's not who's this, that. The biggest problem we got is we got to have way too many that just don't know God. And, it's one thing when it's people just of the world, but what's sad is we have more and more that grew up in the church and still don't know God. Somewhere we have maybe not done well in teaching the young to understand and know God. And fundamentally, that's the most important task that I think parents, Christian parents, and even the church has, is to make sure the children understand and know God in His ways. The sons of Eli, even though they grew up as priests, they didn't know God. Well, anyway, we see they did all kinds of things. They didn't do the meat right. They took the raw meat, took it with the fat, didn't boil it, just didn't stick that fork in it. That's what they was entitled to. They took everything. And we see that they actually had relations with the women that had been dedicated to the Lord, and that was about as big of a no-no as it could be. And so those are things. And of course, we understand that wasn't the Lord. Eli rebuked them. I'm sure Eli had the remnants, and yes, they needed a rebuke, but Eli, as the high priest, had a different duty with them. As priests, they should have been, stricken from that. Look how God dealt with Nadab and Abihu, who had done something really bad, and same way here. And so what we see is Eli was not strict enough, not from the standpoint because he was their father, but from the standpoint he was the high priest, and he had a function to fulfill. As a result, we'll skip through this, we'll talk about this. As a result, remember there was a man of God that came. And what did this man of God, in a nutshell, basically tell Eli? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, he tells them Hophni and Phinehas, his two sons, they're going to die on the same day. Now, what's the biggest way you know if a prophet of God is truly a prophet of God or not? Huh? What it says come true, yeah. And so here we're going to see in 1 Samuel 4:11 that if you have any doubts, we see that it did indeed come true. And all that, he goes on to talk about the fact that, that basically Eli's lineage at some point is going to cease to be priest. And indeed, the last one is going to actually witness the end of this. And that's indeed is what does take place as we go on and read some other things. So we see this prophet of God, even though he's unnamed, he was indeed a true, authentic prophet of Jehovah. Anyway, be interested to know who he was, but we're not told this, obviously, not that important. So that was the worthless son. Now, at the same time, we see the young Samuel. And we see that Samuel is called. He's called to be more. I don't know how else to say it. He's called to be more. He's ultimately going to be, he's going to take over Eli, what Eli was. He's going to be judge basically his whole life. But he's going to be more than just that. He's going to be a true prophet of God who God speaks to. And he gets to do some really exciting things. But it all starts when he is young. And so, 1 Samuel 3 starts off, now the young man Samuel was ministering to the Lord unto Eli, and the word of the Lord was rare in those days. There was no frequent vision. Now, how young was Samuel?
Something like this 12, something like this 18.
Yeah, we don't know, but, a lot of the, the rabbis and their little, traditional type things, they'll speculate that he was 12, but in actuality, we just don't really know how it was. The speculation is based on the fact that at 12, that's when, the Jewish eyes, that's when, a boy started to become a man and think about even Jesus himself. When was it that he began to discover the temple and was left behind, and he was about 12. And so a lot of people have speculated, but we really don't know. I mean, anything besides what's in Scripture is pure speculation based on tradition. And so really we don't know. In fact, this term is used for young, it even go all the way up to 30. I used to be considered a young this, a young that. I don't get called that often anymore, so I actually appreciate that. When we called, when I got out of school as an engineer, they said, well, you're a young engineer. And to a degree, you almost think, well, they're almost being disrespectful when you do that, that maybe you don't know what you're doing, or you're not qualified to do this or do that. But, and different times, and even when I started preaching on this, well, you're still young as a preacher. I mean, so we understand that. So it doesn't necessarily mean he was a boy. Could be, but it may not be. We just don't know. We know he was young in comparison to Eli, and he was young in comparison to what they would have considered a true adult at the time. But, we'd all consider James young, would we not? Anybody here, well, we got Luke. But we still consider James young, wouldn't we? By the way, we were talking about James. You look at it, and here's from rural Arkansas. He's going to be the very first person at Lehigh University ever from rural Arkansas. And there's only been a handful of people from Arkansas itself. They come from the cities, like Little Rock and Fayetteville. But you look at James, and here's from rural Arkansas, typical Arkansas redneck. And he's far from it. He'll be like, hey, let's go fishing, or let's go hunting, or let's go. He's never been hunting. He's been fishing on a handful of times. And as he said, how many times have you even used the word y'all?
I can count on my hand.
He can count on hand, I bet you y'all. So he is not the typical person of ours. But we all would consider that. So the point is, we don't know how young Santa was. Typically, you think of, like in this picture, you think of someone that's young, okay? Don't know. It doesn't really matter much.
I can take it on lap.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter much either way. The point is that God is going to call him at this time. Now, it says the word of the Lord was rare in those days. What does that mean?
It's hard to speak to a prophet
Okay.
in those days was kind of rare.
In those days. Now, we don't know how long, and once again, this is where, these are relative terms. So it's rare in those days. What I would say is a whole lot more rare in today's days than it was back then. Now, the thing about it is, we do know that God spoke to some of the judges, do we not? We went through the judges and we saw that. We don't know how long it's been since God spoke, but it's been a while. And so they weren't accustomed to it. And even though it was rare, it wasn't like it was an everyday event, or it wasn't like it happened to everybody. And there's actually no record. There's no record that God ever actually spoke to even Eli. We don't know. And so what we see is it was rare. There was no frequent vision. So even that no frequent vision kind of implies that maybe there was a sporadic one. And at that time, Eli, whose eyesight had begun to grow dim so they could not see, was lying down in his own place. Now, do you consider your own eyes to have grown dim? Now, a lot of times we think of, someone, apparently Eli was really, really old. Well, she was a spring chicken back then. But, remember when, Isaac. Remember Isaac didn't see well. Remember they pulled a fast one over him, or Jacob and his mom did. He lived for decades after that. But the way it comes across, you think he's on his deathbed. But the truth was, he just didn't see. Now, how well would you see, if you take some of you that wear glasses, how well do you see with your eyes? Yeah, I can see shapes and stuff. You know, I've started running from time to time, and when I run, I don't wear my glasses. It's kind of nice, so that way, you know, I don't. By the way, if you wave at, honk at me, I don't know if I wave. If you honk at me, I may look at you, but I don't see you. So anyway, it's not anything. They just, I can't, you know, these things off. I can see, you know, enough to where I'm not going to get run over. But I generally, I don't know how clue it is. So, but you know, so he was old enough that he couldn't see well. But what does that mean? You know, the thing is, they didn't have, you know, lens crafters or even Walmart Vision where you can go get your, you know, glasses fixed. And you know, one thing that is commonplace. Now, this is actually not that badly lit for a building that generally churches of Christ meet at. A lot of our buildings are very dimly lit and shallow. And the worst places, you know, this is always amazing. A lot of times, now this is one of the best I've ever been at, because that light is put where it's shines right down on that pulpit, and it's nice. But you know, a lot of them don't have a light like that. And a lot of them, you get a pulpit, the pulpit is the dimmest part of the whole building. And so you get to read it. When I started preaching, it didn't matter to me. There one Sunday, it just out of the blue, I'm up there, and I'm reading. I can't read. I can't see. It's there. I know it's there, but it's not. And so then I had to take the glasses off. I do this now. Okay, and then I read. And by the way, that's one reason why I put one of the reasons. I do for other reasons too, but one of the reasons I put my scripture on the board is because I mean it is different. So I have old people's glasses now, as I refer to them, because I got to kind of look down the bottom and see good. But as you get older, now you know what age? By what age that happened? Huh? 34. Now that'd be pretty nice. Generally about 40 when you get to where you can't read things. And I have found that the dimmer it is, the harder I have time reading something like that. Whereas this world really like reading much easier. So what's that mean while I'm over that? Just means he was over 40. And he died when he was 98, so it's somewhere in between 40 and 98. Okay? So I don't know how old, but he was, you know, old for pretty young. And so, the Lamb of God, so anyway, it says at that time Eli, whose eyesight became growing so that he could not see, was lying down in his own place. You know, they apparently were fairly close together, maybe the same kin or whatever structure or whatever. It says the Lamb of God had not gone out, and Samuel was lying down in the temple of the Lord when the ark of God was. Can anyone figure out what time of day this was? Or not? The hint is that the lamp of God is not going out. What is meant by the lamp of God? Huh? No. Now, Eli what was his occupation? His primary occupation. He was the high priest. So where would he have been close to? What structure would he have been next to? Tabernacle. Now sometimes it's used interchangeable with us say the temple, but they mean tabernacle. The temple had not been built. When before the temple was built, when they refer to it as the temple, they simply mean that's where the Ark of the Covenant was. That's where God's presence was supposed to be there. So when they say the lamp of God, now there was a lamp, and in fact, see, got a verse here. Exodus 27:21 says, "In the tent of meeting," that's the tabernacle, outside the veil. Now the veil, you know, obviously was where the ark was, and he had the veil in between. Aaron his son shall tend to it from evening to morning before the Lord. It shall be a statute forever and observed throughout generations by the people. So this lamp, it was to be lit, and there's other passages, but this lamp was to be lit at night, and it was to stay lit all through the night until the morning. So the fact that this lamp had not went out yet, what does that mean? When was this? Yes, it was probably before morning. It was probably right before the sun was rising, somewhere close to the time. So, you know, what time is that right now? Maybe 5:30, something like that. I don't know what time sometimes. But anyway, it was real early. If you wake up early enough, you know, it's still dark outside. Some of you don't ever experience that, but it is. I've done that before. You wake up and the sun's not out. You're like, well, maybe I should go back to bed. But anyway, we see here that this is when this is before the sun comes out. But it's getting close. It's before the winter comes out. And so Samuel's kind of in that, kind of where you're about to wake up, but you're not. And so you kind of see some of this. Now, I use this just to show, if you read some of this, chronology and all this stuff is all over that. And so just be careful. Don't draw too much because everybody has their own theories on things. But something that a lot of people have is they have a lot of these judges kind of not necessarily in chronological order, and I don't necessarily can dispute that, but you got to be careful with some of this. Like some people really get hung up on, well, this is when it was, and we don't really know. And in fact, they've got some overlap here, and I don't know. I'm not sure that I quite believe in some of this overlap. In fact, some of them even have, like some of the judges after Eli. And I don't know that I buy that. The reason I don't buy that is because I think Eli was mentioned in the book of Judges had there been that much overlap. But like I say, it's just one person's thing. We do know Samuel was to be the last judge. But anyway, we get into our lesson. It says, in verse 4, it says, then the Lord called Samuel, and he said, here I am. I love that. And ran to Eli and said, here I am, for you called me. But he said, I did not call you. Lie down again. So he went back and went and lay down. Now, okay, Eli probably someone asleep, and Samuel was asleep, and he hears this. He says, here I am. And he comes running to Eli. Well, who else would be calling to? And so, what do you think Eli thought at this time?
Because I just had a little dream.
Had a little dream, yes. Probably all of us. Okay. So anyway, then in verse 6 says, the Lord called again, Samuel. And Samuel rose and went to Eli. Here I am. Now you got to like, Samuel's active. I mean, he's ready to go. And before he called me, but he said, I did not call you, my son. Lie down again. Now Samuel did not yet know the Lord, and the word of the Lord had not yet been revealed to him. And the Lord called Samuel again the third time, and he rose and went to Eli and said, here I am, for you called me. Then Eli perceived that the Lord was calling the young man. Therefore Eli said to Samuel, go lie down. And he calls to you, say, speak, Lord, for your servant hears. So Samuel went and lay down his place. It's just humorous to me that this boy, he kept getting up, and I can almost perceive probably that Eli may have got a little aggravated maybe that second time, I'm kind of asleep here, can you see that, And, but you kind of figured out that, this is like Samuel that make things up. I think it's a little, and indeed it was. And so then, in verse 10 it says, the Lord came and stood, called as the other time, Samuel. And Samuel said, speak, for your servant hears. And the Lord said to Samuel, behold, I am about to do a thing in Israel, at which the two ears of everyone who hears it will tingle. On that day I will fulfill against Eli all that I spoke concerning his house, from beginning to end. And I will declare to him that I am about to punish his house forever, for the iniquity that he knew, because his sons were blaspheming God, and he did not restrain them. Therefore I swear to the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be atoned for by sacrifice or offering for them. So what does the Lord tell Samuel? He's going to do something that's going to make people who hear it, the ears tingle. What's meant by that? What does the Lord mean by expression?
Bad news for Eli and his sons and descendants.
But it wasn't just bad news for Eli and his sons, was it? This is, anyone who hears it, it's bad news. Because what's going to take place is going to be horrific to an Israelite now. Because what's going to happen? They're going to
defeat on the battlefield.
defeat on the battlefield, and what's going to be taken from them?
The ark.
The ark. That was the prized possession. They in essence treated that like that was God. And so the ark itself would be taken. So this would not just be really bad news for Eli and his two sons. This would be bad news for all of Israel. By the way, how do you think Samuel? What do you think the relationship was between Samuel and Eli?
Nothing like father and son.
Okay. When you're young, young, and like I say, I do think that it's more likely maybe he was younger than older. I mean, he was, it says young man, so, you know, probably at worst he was a teenager. But when you were young, what did you think about your own parents or your own dad? You held a really high esteem, did you not? This probably was a little bit earth-shattering for Samuel, thinking about the way God is talking about. Of course, surely he probably heard things, seen some things, but this probably was very tough for Samuel to hear. And then it goes on, Samuel late in the morning, then he opened the doors of the house of the Lord, and Samuel was afraid to tell the vision to Eli. It's bad news for Eli. But Eli called Samuel and said, Samuel, my son, and he said, here I am. And Eli said, what was it that he told you? Do not hide it from me. May God do so to you, and more also if you hide anything from me of all that he told you. So Samuel told him everything, and hid nothing from him. And he said, it is the Lord, let him do what seems good. Now, the Lord told Samuel that no sacrifices were made. It's too late to change the ways of this world. They had hit the punishment stage for these actions. And, you know, Eli was indeed a man of God, but you know, like I said one time about him, you know, probably described him as someone that was weak and that he didn't do what he really should have done. But I do believe Eli was a man of God, that he knew God and he understood God's ways, and he said, it is the Lord, let him do what seems good. In other words, God's ways are always right. And so this had to be done. And so Eli accepted what was going to take place. Now then it goes, and Samuel grew, the Lord was with him, and let none of his words fall to the ground. And all of Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, from north to south, in our United States, we generally say from east to west, or we'd say from like New York to LA or something like that. But from Dan to Beersheba knew that Samuel was established as the prophet of the Lord. And the Lord appeared at Shiloh, for the Lord revealed himself to Samuel at Shiloh by the word of the Lord. So this became a regular thing when the Lord would speak to Samuel. And this is a little unprecedented in the standpoint that a lot of times you'll hear the Lord speaking to someone and it's somewhat isolated and remote. But here we see that the Lord apparently talked to Samuel at regular times. And it became known. You can imagine what that was all. By the way, Eli had to be somewhat proud of Samuel, but yet probably also a little bit, why didn't the Lord ever speak to me like that? Or I would to God it would have been one of my own sons that was more like Samuel. But anyway, we see here that Samuel was to be an exceptional young man. And so when Eli does die, we see it's a natural progression that actually people welcome Samuel's growth into that position because they knew he and recognized him as God. Any questions or comments? Appreciate you all being here.
Okay, we have quite a few things to announce this evening. I guess we'll start off Sunday, 6 p.m. Our congregation has been invited to a singing at the Poto Church of Christ, which is where Danny Baker comes from, the one who's helped us at least one Sunday, and he'll continue to do that. But anyway, there's a singing at the Poto Church of Christ this Sunday evening at 6, which is our regular time of meeting. They're also having a jam session afterwards, which is basically just probably men and women sitting around just singing, fellowshipping and things of that nature. But he did mention that, and I said I would mention it to our congregation. As far as the prayer list, of course, Sherry Stevens is still, her prognosis is not any better. We continue to remember that family in our prayers. Received a message from Daniel Ashley. I don't know if this is a friend or an acquaintance, but 18-month-old child, Dakota Miller, he was requesting prayers after that child. Apparently, he got hold of a nail gun somehow and went off. The baby's at Children's Hospital on life support right now, so. The father of the child is Michael Bass. The child's name is Dakota Miller. Of course, Linda Westmoreland, Ken's sister-in-law, still having lots of started treatment today. We want to remember the Westmoreland, Linda, Westmoreland family in our prayers as well. Also, Mary Murray, school teacher, right?
But she just retired about 2 years ago.
Got retired a couple of years ago from local schools. She's been diagnosed with a fairly early stage of lung cancer. So we need to remember, let's see. She is going to have surgery on.
They haven't given her the date, they're doing MRI on the brain, see if it's spread, and on her lymph nodes,
Okay.
and then schedule something.
Okay, so Mary, Murray, the Murray family on our list. Kevin Fitzgerald, which is Carrie Fitzgerald, and Jennifer Scott, Jennifer Fitzgerald's husband, his twin brother. They are twins, right? Yes. I thought I was right there. He's going to have a procedure tomorrow morning to relieve some pressure that is behind his eye. So we're going to have to go in there and something he's been bothering for a while. He's going to try to get it taken care of. So prayers for the Fitzgeralds, the Murray family, Westmorelands, child Dakota Miller. There's still plenty on our prayer list as well that we need to remember. Deacons meeting Sunday. We're going to postpone this Sunday. No, that's the 5th. That's the following Sunday. So we will be here. Okay. We will not postpone the deacons meeting. Well, for some reason, I have to remind you it was this Sunday, but it's not. So we're good. Okay, I've asked Chris Hunt to word our opening prayer, Larry Parsons to word our closing prayer, Kenneth will have our song service, and I'll have a short debrief.
I mentioned that Sunday, fifth Sunday, we're going to do a fifth Sunday contribution, and everything over $1,200 will go towards the
God tree. Okay, yeah. Sunday, fifth Sunday, special contribution, anything over $1,200. Sunday will go to the Libby Ghana mission trip. So you might want to remember that. And also something else, October the 27th is quite a ways off, but we want to make sure that we have the fellowship building on that day for Gladys Heffley's 100th birthday. October the 27th. We'll make sure we get that on the calendar in the office as well. But that's a Saturday, October 27th.
I wonder if I can remind everybody about the box for Lewis and Hannah.
Oh, Liz and Hannah's card box that's in the foyer for their shower. It's still there. You got something, Ken?
Yeah, there is these folks are from the magazine, it's Mark and Barbara Schmidt. I don't know if anybody knows them. He works at the school. He works at the school, and she does too, she's the cafeteria person for the high school. But Mark has been battling cancer for a long time, and I just got a message earlier that said that they got results from a bone scan that they were doing, and said that the cancer is in his sinus cavity, at the base of his skull. So they're gonna stop doing chemo. They sent them to the Anderson Cancer. So not looking very good, I think, on this part.
That's Mark Schmidt
Mark
and
Schmidt.
his last name?
Barbara.
Barbara. No, that doesn't sound good at all. Okay, that's it, refer this. Okay, anything else? Kelly?
I'm using my fingers to hold my places tonight, so if you would, let's go ahead and mark number 940. Number 940, only a step. We use that song as an invitation after tonight's lesson. Number 940. Then let's turn to number 480. 480. Blessed Assurance. Let's sing this song. Let's all be standing for this song and remain standing for the opening prayer. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. Heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, perfect delight, visions of rapture now burst on my side. Angels descending, bring from above, echoes of mercy, whispers of love. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, all is at rest. I am my Savior, and happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking above, filled with His goodness, lost in His love. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long.
Our most gracious, loving Heavenly Father, we come before you at this time. Thank you so much for this opportunity we have coming together, to study, learn more of your word, dear Lord. We pray that the things that we learn tonight, we may be able to put these things to good use in our everyday walks of life. Dear Lord, this time we'd like to ask for special prayers on those that have been mentioned, that are sick, needy, those that are less fortunate, dear Lord. Watch over and bless them. Grant them what you know they need best. Dear Lord, we ask that you be with guidance they need. We ask that you be with the leaders of this congregation, dear Lord, watch over those that leave here. They might look to you for guidance also. Be with us always, dear Lord, and bless us in all things. I pray in Christ's name.
Amen. Please be seated. If you will, next turn to number 716. 716. Sing to me of heaven, sing that song of peace. From the toils that bind me, it will bring relief. Burdens will be lifted that are pressing so. Showers of great blessings for my heart will flow. Sing to me of heaven, let me fondly dream of its goals and glory, of its birth gleam. Sing to me when shadows of the evening fall. Sing to me of heaven, sing the songs of all. Sing to me of heaven as I walk alone, dreaming of the comrades that so long have gone. In a fairer region among the angels run. They are happy as they sing that old sweet song. Sing to me of heaven, let me fondly dream of its goals and glory, of its birth gleam. Sing to me when shadows of the evening fall. Sing to me of heaven, sing the songs of all. Sing to me of heaven tenderly and low, till the shadows o'er me rise and swiftly go. When my heart is weary, when the day is long, sing to me of heaven, sing that old sweet song. Sing to me of heaven, let me fondly dream of its goals and glory, of its birth gleam. Sing to me when shadows of the evening fall. Sing to me of heaven, sing the sweetest song of all.
It's greater than God, yet also more evil than the devil. The poor have it, and the rich don't want it. If you wear it, you show everything. And if you speak it, you remain quiet. And if you buy it, you save money. The blind see it, the deaf hear it. But if you eat it, you will die. What is it? It's nothing. It's nothing. And nothing doesn't sound like much of anything. But in reality, it is something. Doing nothing can get you fired. Saying nothing can help you get out of trouble. Seeing nothing may make you look ignorant. But revealing nothing can make you seem wise. Some folks believe that when Jesus says nothing about a subject, it means he's saying he approves of it, even though he said nothing at all. Likewise, there are some that believe in doing nothing, they will have done enough to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. However, the scriptures are clear that nothing is a very dangerous thing. In the three parables of Matthew 25, men did nothing. They didn't prepare. They didn't use their talents or do anything for the least of these. James says that faith that does nothing is dead. John tells us that the love of God can't abide in us if we do nothing to help our brother in need. Doing nothing can cost us our soul. God stopped at nothing to save us. But if we start doing nothing, it's the quickest way for us to be lost. When men are confronted with the gospel, they ask, "What must I do?" Because they know that it deserves a response. An action must be taken. A change must be made. A confession must be offered. Something must be done. And it's that way each and every day from the time we become a Christian. From the day that we obey the gospel, there are things that are required of us as Christians. We're to live our lives as servants of Christ. After all, He gave His life for us on the cross. We can do nothing and hope that we make it to hear those words, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." But in order for Christ to call us a servant, we must be one. It requires many things of us. One of the most important things is sharing with those the gospel of Christ. It's that person's choice, whether or not they choose to become a child of God and be baptized for the remission of sins. It's our job, while we're on this earth, to be an example, to do our very best to bring those that we know are not in Christ to Christ. So we have a choice. There's only two. We can do something or we can do nothing. God gives us that free will. My hope is that we all consider and we all think about what it is that we do day to day. What are we doing for Christ? What are we doing for the church? What are we doing for our brothers and sisters? Because I know that someday I want to hear those words. "Well done, thy good and faithful servant." As always, we offer an invitation to those who may need the prayer of the church or may want to confess something wrong in their lives. You may want to be baptized. Whatever the need is, we're here as your brothers and sisters. We're here as Christ Church to see you through it. We always offer an invitation song for your encouragement. So if there's any need at all, we ask that you would come forward as we stand.
Hear the sweet voice of Jesus say, "Come unto me, I am the way, walk in the love He calls away. Come, for He loves you so." Only a step, come, for He
you for this opportunity to assemble ourselves here this evening, to look into your word, study from it. We may learn of your ways, your will. Pray that you would continue with us through the further part of this week. Help us to be mindful of those around about us who have needs. Those things that we may do to comfort them and to let them know that we do care for them. Mindful, Heavenly Father, of all those who have been mentioned this night. You know every need. Just ask that you would comfort where comfort is needed. Healing where healing is needed. Just bless each one that has been mentioned. Be with those who are bereaved, lost loved. They may be comforted. Just be with us all, Heavenly Father, as we prepare to part this place, go to our homes. Be with those who are traveling. Give them safe journeys. Continue to forgive us of our sins as we repent of those things